Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Karibuni sana. Hope amazing this wonderful Thursday. Shout out to everyone live with us on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, everyone live with us on the radio station. Karibuni sana to the Africa Today show. We've not been able to do this particular show since that is I think Monday. The Monday actually on Monday also lights went out when we were doing the show, when we're actually getting closer to winding up. But today we're bringing the Africa Today show to everyone who's live with us. I hope you guys are ready for the conversation. We shall be talking about this conversation we've been postponing, the collapse of the white supremacy, which could lead to the war or civil war, literally. So basically, that's what we shall be dwelling on. Shall be joined by Keith, shall be taking us throughout, sharing a couple of videos. But before we get to start into that, I'd love to remind you to kindly, of course, check out those amazing supplements, and you can find that by downloading our app. Very easy for you to find on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name if you are an Android device user. If you are an iPhone user, www.blackoutfirenetwork is our active website link. You can sign in using your username, join the family on the WhatsApp, where we have the link to our WhatsApp. We can also be sharing amazing articles. We have an amazing show page and also social page where you can share these amazing articles. So karibuni sana. Hope you guys are ready for today's conversation. But as we get started, or before you get into all those political matters, I said every week I'll be trying, or I've been literally sharing soul foods and trying to relate, of course, with you guys, foods, delicacies, what you love, why you love them, the origin of majority of these delicacies, and so far so good. I think I've shared so much. The chitlins, the pig food, shout out to all of you, those who like the pig food, and we've also seen, of course, that is the cornbread. That was 2 weeks ago. I shared also about the cornbread. Last week I did share about the collard greens. I saw why majority of you actually prefer, having some of your food with collard greens. Personally, I said I love collard greens. Actually, I'm just from getting collard greens right now. Despite being warned by the doctor, I really love me some greens on my food. I don't know how to eat food without having some veggies on the side. I always feel like, nah, it's not just the same. But anyway, today I shall be sharing about that is the butter pecan ice cream, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and why actually most of the black folks actually love this. So karibuni sana. And of course, diving into the comment section, you guys let me know why or what memory you have of this, especially being a Thursday. I feel like I'll be trying this on Thursday to just take you guys through down the memory lane of, you guys growing up, what your parents used to prepare or what you grew up eating a lot. So karibuni sana, this is literally the love for butter peanut ice cream, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't know why it contains butter, but let's listen.
Have you ever heard the claim that African Americans could not eat vanilla ice cream except on Independence Day? Well, today we're going to talk about it. And if you like stories like this, you want to hear more stories like this, you can do so at onemichistory.com. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so on my Buy Me Coffee on Patreon page in the description below. But without further ado, let's get started. Jim Crow laws enforced a racial segregation in the American South from the 1890s to the 1960s. Named after Thomas Rice and his minstrel character, Jim Crow Rice, these laws were designed to maintain racial hierarchy, and the laws covered every aspect of Black life, from voting rights to public transportation, and were strategically designed to marginalize African Americans. The insidious impact of the system extended beyond legal restrictions, seeping into social norms and customs that enforced a rigid racial hierarchy. One particular instance of Jim Crow's absurdity was the claim that Black people were prohibited from eating vanilla ice cream except on Independence Day. While there is no direct evidence refuting or confirming this claim, that's because
Maybe most of you can confirm with me on that. I don't know about it. Is it true you guys were forbidden to eat the butter peanut ice cream, if not only for Independence Day, and why? Because like why? That is super super crazy. But as we continue, I see Keith is with us. Karibu sana, Keith. Do you love butter peanut ice cream? Mr. Black on Fire, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm in a bad area. Can you hear me, Joby? I can't see get
Yes.
on my mother phone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Karibu sana.
All right, Santi Sana.
It
Sorry,
been
guys.
on
I'm
a
in a.
Thursday.
Huh?
It been on a Thursday. Today we're sharing another soul food, which I said I'm gonna be doing this every single week. Sharing some of the you guys beloved delicacies and dish.
That don't make me like all of it. Which one is this? I don't like no chit. I don't eat no chitlins sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's not about you. We have people who have confirmed they love chitlins. Bichatu Jibajaba, he loves it.
shout,
Some
shout,
people food.
shout out to these crazy bastards.
And those who like the cornbread. You say you love the cornbread.
I
Shout out to
like
your
I like cornbread. Yeah, I don't know if I love it. I like it. Yeah, go ahead. Which one we doing today?
All right. Last week I shared about the collard greens, and today we're talking about that is the love for butter peanut ice cream. Butter peanut ice cream. I don't know.
Who? What kind of ice cream?
Butter peanut ice cream. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Butter
But
peanut. Let me just.
pecan, pecan,
Oh,
pecan.
pecan. Oh, I hate that. I hate that stuff. But my
Okay.
father did. My brother, yeah, butter pecan. My
Mm-hmm.
father loved this stuff. I hate butter pecan. So
Okay.
it ain't no love for me.
All right, but that's what I'm telling also some of the people on the chat. They can let us know because I think sharing these videos or some of the soul foods, how you guys would love to call it, should take you guys down the memory lane of you guys growing up.
It
You know,
does.
yeah, changes of maybe I don't know in the dishes today where we see, of course, Indians are the ones owning majority of the restaurants, Mexicans, and all that. So despite we know where the recipes, of course, where most of this comes from.
I
So
was
it's learn.
I was in Montgomery a while ago. You guys heard me when I was on Joby Show. I was on at the Joby Show. I was in Montgomery this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on Joby Show. Then I went to a second spot in Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know Montgomery never had no Mexicans. I went to the spot and the whole street was owned by Mexicans. I was on the phone with my friend. I said, God dang. That's how you know they get the government gives them loans, puts them up, gives them businesses. You ain't never
Yeah, in a bad data. All right, I think we lost Kit there for a minute to give him time to come back as he lets us know what's happening in hey, I can't pronounce it. I pronounced it earlier. Montagami, Montage, whatever he said. But yeah, he'll come back and tell us what the Mexican are doing there. But shout out to Jason and to everyone who's, of course, on they are silently listening. Kindly feel free to, of course, engage on the chat. Let me know what memory you have about that is the butter pecan. Yeah, butter pecan, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Butter pecan ice cream. Keith says he hates it. So for you, those listening, let me know. Do you like it,
have
Jason?
you ever heard the claim that African Americans cannot eat vanilla ice cream except on Independence Day? Well, today we're going to talk about it. And if you like stories like this,
And how factual is that, claim? How factual is it that black folks could only eat this particular ice cream only on Independence Day, and why?
you want to hear more stories like this, you can do so at onemichistory.com. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so on my Buy Me Coffee on Patreon page in the description below. But without further ado, let's get started. Jim Crow laws enforced a racial segregation in the American South from the 1890s to the 1960s. Named after Thomas Rice and his minstrel character, Jim Crow Rice, these laws were designed to maintain racial hierarchy, and the laws covered every aspect of Black life, from voting rights to public transportation, and were strategically designed to marginalize African Americans. The insidious impact of the system extended beyond legal restrictions, seeping into social norms and customs that enforced a rigid racial hierarchy. One particular instance of Jim Crow's absurdity was the claim that Black people were prohibited from eating vanilla ice cream except on Independence Day. While there is no direct evidence refuting or confirming this claim, that's because there was no laws or ordinances that expressly banned African Americans from consuming ice cream. This claim seems to have emerged from the societal arena where riddled with prejudice and unspoken practices. To understand this concept, it's crucial to delve into the idea of Jim Crow laws and how they were formulated and implemented. Jim Crow came in two forms: laws and etiquette. Southern states instituted a rigid system of segregation laws that limited access to public facilities, businesses, transportation, and even leisure activities. But etiquette was unwritten rules that dictated how African Americans should perform in white society. This varied from person to person, but some common norms was not being allowed to handshake a white male or display any friendly gesture to a white woman, avoid eating with whites, and if by chance they found themselves eating together, whites were to be served first. For example, in the book Behind the Backlash, White Working Class Politics in Baltimore, 1940 to 1880, by Kenneth Dunn, Dunn mentions that segregated dining was the norm and asserted that Black people could not eat vanilla ice cream in the presence of
Yeah,
white.
it's like reminds me. Let me give a short story. That was last weekend. Was it last week? No, last weekend, but one. Last weekend, but one. So we went out with some of my friends who were in town somewhere. Passed by a joint in town, and we we met this group of white people in the whole restaurant, and I've never felt literally. I felt it's that was so crazy. I felt the energy literally like it's like you're not supposed to be here, it's like when you feel that it's like racism looking at you, because everyone was looking at us, and then we had this friend of ours who has this like afro hair, he's all African attire, is on an African attire, just looking African, and then he has just this attention giving type of hair, so everyone was looking at us, and then you're like, wow. I just felt some sort of racism. So when talk about segregation eating, we had to shift from there because the energy was just like, nah, no, 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 no. Either we're not supposed to be here or they're not supposed to be here. It's crazy.
White people except on July 4th when everyone could eat anything. Another example is Maya Angelou's biography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Maya Angelou shares that people in her hometown believed that white people were so biased against Black people that they couldn't even buy vanilla ice cream except on July 4th. Additionally, ice cream parlors were a social hub for white Southerners and typically off limits to Blacks. If they were served at all, they were relegated to a separate window and prohibited from eating on the premises. What the specific role that vanilla ice cream played in all of this customs seems to be a bit ambiguous. Perhaps the consumption of the popular flavor was merely seen as a privilege reserved for whites. Arguably, the restriction of vanilla ice cream could serve as a clear boundary between blacks and whites and remind them of their secondary status. Vanilla ice cream seemed to have served as a metaphor of showcasing the unnerving realities of Jim Crow. And in light of this bias, African American community seems to have gravitated more towards butter pecan ice cream. Roasted peanuts were a favorite of Native American communities long before they were incorporated into desserts, but credit for popularizing butter pecan as a culinary delicacy goes to Black Southerners who were known to integrate pecans into traditional dishes, suggesting the familiarity and preference for the ingredient. During segregation years, pecans became an integral part of African American cuisine, especially in New Orleans. The city's cuisine was famous for their pecans, which was tossed with butter and brown sugar before being cast into many different culinary delights. This ultimately led to the introduction into ice cream as a way to implement more ice cream flavors. As African Americans produced, churned, and sold butter pecan through neighborhood parlors, this fostered a sense of community and shared identity and economic independence in these segregated spaces. Basketball player Shaquille O'Neal recounted in his 2001 autobiography, Shaq Talks Back, that his father scolded him for wanting vanilla ice cream and insisting that they only ate butter pecan. Celebrity chef Gerby Garvin recalled that butter pecan ice cream became a regular part of his family's tradition, and former NFL player Albert Hainsworth recalled that butter pecan was the flavor of Black people. In the end, the Jim Crow laws and resulting racial etiquettes created a severe societal divide in the southern United States. And even when the context of something as simple as just consuming ice cream, while there's no actual law that prevented African Americans eating vanilla ice cream, there are enough personal stories that indicate that this etiquette practice did exist, at least in some forms, in the southern United States. And the rise of butter pecan as the African American flavor of choice exemplifies our resiliency in the face of adversity. And it's a testament how African Americans continue to communicate their culture through our foods.
Culture. Speaking of culture, of course, we shall be shifting to the South African versus Black Americans, arguments as we get to understand what it is all about. This is nice
But,
to.
I know Joe be going to start that mess up again. But anyway, I don't like a bunch of nuts in my mouth. So my father never told me why they. That's why they ate a lot of butter pecan, but they never told me the history behind it. So, and also, I want to talk about Shannon Sharp being charged with rape charges with the white woman, right, with the 19-year-old lady. When she told him to put his dick in gravy and give her a baby.
Right?
Club Shay Shay Joe, baby.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When you mentioned Shannon, I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So before we go to the South African thing, let's see what's going on with Shannon Sharp. Let's have Joey go to YouTube or TikTok and pull up the transcript. Say the Shannon Sharp tape. Shannon Sharp. Just say Shannon Sharp tape to his ex-girlfriend. The problem I got that she's a 19-year-old child. She's 19, and a white girl. 19. He should know she's gonna set him up. You Negroes never learn. I don't feel sorry for him because hey, that's what you get. So in the
Shannon
I
Sharp.
want you to read. I want you to get
I'm on TikTok.
the call. Oh yeah, okay. Say the Shannon Sharp recorded call to his girlfriend. Then we're gonna do the Shannon Sharp transcript when how do you rape somebody who tells you, put a dog collar around my neck and choke me and give me that big black penis and put a big black baby in it. What? That's that slave play. That these white people like do this cause for this racist slave play with you. But he's a coon. That's why he's enjoying. You imagine some white woman tell me some old filthy nonsense like this? I want that big black D. I want your big black D and some gravy. And then put your big black D in me and give me a black baby. What? What are you talking to? So exactly, Chris. So when we hear he say he's gonna choke her, that was their play. That was the sex play. It was all crazy. Choke, and then then we're gonna get the we're going to the transcripts, the summary, how he sodomized. What's with these Negroes and these white women and the butt play? I don't want my penis in no woman's butt. I think it's filthy. But you always get this with these people. Why is my penis going in doo-doo? I'm good on that. You wonder why I never, ever was with any Caucasian. I don't want my penis in nobody's But so obviously, in the transcript saying he sodomized her 3 times. But it had to be something she was like, what? What?
Damn.
Huh? That's right, Joker. And so now she's suing him for $50 million. This is how the white women steals you goopy Negroes money every time. And since you're in a white country, but their justice system, which is unjust to you, even though we know she shouldn't win because she got all those text messages talking about, I want your big black D in me. I want you to choke me, daddy. Daddy, I want you to choke me with your, and then put your big black D in me and give me a big black baby. Who the hell talks like that? Daddy. This moron is a moron. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
This girl's old enough to be his grandbaby.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
Damn. You're not doing that in public?
Big black guy choke small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Okay, well...
Well, what?
Look like she's
Pause it,
requesting
Joey.
money.
Pause it, Joey. Pause it. So, oh no, is that Big Nose again? He always, oh no, come on. So every time, so the story goes, he was dating this woman for like 2 years. When they first met, he brought her back to his house. He gets butt naked and just gets in the bed, right? I'm like, what? He takes upstairs, gets butt naked, and lays in the bed. And then she goes to the bathroom. I guess she said, well, I guess I got to get butt naked too. What kind of weirdo stuff is this, man? What's wrong with these people? Man, there's always some weirdo stuff, right? So I want you to go, Joey, read, say the Shannon and Gabby text messages.
Shannon and Gabby text messages.
Yeah, text message. Her name's Gabrielle. Read them. I want to put your penis, put your big back D in some gravy. This stuff is crazy, man.
I don't know how Shannon Sharp is going to get out of this one.
Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
This fans only model named Gabby just got him good. In addition to releasing voice recordings of Shannon Sharp saying he would lay hands on her.
Well, anything I say, you're just going to get mad at and you're just going to hang up on me. So I feel like...
I'm not going to hang up on you. You're going to do it.
What does that even mean?
Forget it. It'll be a dick to me now, so.
Also put out text confronting Shannon about the alleged essay allegations she put forth and how she asked him to put on a rubber ducky and he said no. In this text delivered on January 2nd, 2025, she says, I cried when you left because I begged you to put on a rubber ducky and not to poke my peach and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. That was at 4:16 p.m. and she followed that up immediately with, I don't know how to process this. About 10 minutes later, Shannon Sharp responded, allegedly, can I call you later. Now, that is a far different cry than what she had in June of 2024. She was talking spicy, saying how she wanted to be treated roughly. She wanted to get into some BDS, fill in the blank. Now, things are not looking up for Shannon because his lawyer recently went to TMZ and spilled the tea that he wanted to offer this girl $10 million before
$10 million.
And somebody typically do that if you mean that they're not 100% innocent. I'm just
I gave $10 million
now,
to go away.
to all of this, Shannon Sharp is alleging that this girl has a video of them doing the do. He says that the video should be about 10 or 15 minutes long, but it's edited down to about 30 seconds. And the edit is very manipulative and not in his favor. I don't know if this is a setup or not. If it is, this girl was cold calculated in her measures. I'm curious.
He's a setup.
Let me know.
Yeah, it's a setup. He's a moron. That's how they get these morons money every time. He goes and says, well, I'll give her 10 million. She keep her mouth shut. I said, no, you're not getting no 10 million. I want $50 million. It's going to break him. But we'll see. But he's got... Go, Trevor, go ahead. Yeah, go read this. Go ahead.
In his lawsuit. First problem, the age disparity. We're dealing with a 19-year-old girl and a 54-year-old man. Jurors.
This is some Jomo Kenyatta stuff.
There'll be members of the jury, their mothers and fathers that will think like, God, if my 19-year-old daughter was dating some 50-year-old guy, so people aren't going to like that. Problem number 2, Jane Doe claims that Shannon likes to record the consents he does with her. Shannon got caught doing a little Instagram live. Now, he says it was inadvertent, didn't mean to, but I don't know how that happens. How do you inadvertently record yourself having consent with somebody? But problem number 3 is the recording that got dropped. It's this one right here.
I don't want to don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you said that one more time, I'm going to out of you when I see you.
Not good. Not a nice thing to say to somebody, unless this is the relationship. There is something that really kind of puts that statement into context that Shannon made.
Yep, text messages.
Let's take a look at those.
Put your big black D.
Dog collar around my neck.
Dog collar around my neck.
Do bad things to me. Kind of similar to choking. I know you miss this big, juicy gear.
Juicy, yes.
Wait,
pause it, Joey. She said, so she's writing him, I know you missed this big, juicy ass. What? Man. What you say, Joey?
Damn. I don't know what to say. It's just damn. Like, what's this?
She said, I know you missed this big, juicy, big ass. so I'm what? Get out of here. You a nut. Go ahead.
This one. Jane Doe sends a text to Shannon with a photo of her all tied up. Tie me up like this and consent me with the F word. Then she writes, it's okay. I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now. Doesn't sound like somebody who's trying to avoid Shannon. And it puts all this pushing into context. Or this one. That just got my kitty wet. Tie me up and do bad things to me. I want like some hardcore 50 Shades action though. Feeling kind of freaky lately. If he says, I'm going to push you, but she's into 50 Shades and she's into getting tied up in handcuffs and putting a dog collar around her neck, it doesn't sound that bad. Then it sounds like this is their play. This is what they're
exactly. How am I sexually assaulting your ass and you telling me to put a dog collar around your neck? You tell me I miss your big fat juicy ass. What are you talking about?
Daddy with an AB in front of it.
Daddy.
If you put that baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever.
That baby gravy.
I literally ate so much food, I look like I'm pregnant with your big black baby. Well, folks, sounds like Jane Doe doesn't
shit is that?
$50 million. She would have loved to get child support on top of it.
Exactly. She wanted child support. Exactly. She wanted child support forever. I get your big black baby with your dick gravy. What?
It's crazy. Shannon has already been accused of a lot of things, man. Why is this like? This is crazy.
He's a moron. Exactly. It's crazy. Don't make it crazy. I'm like, why would you even do this? And then why would you even be set up with this white woman? Obviously, she set you up. And obviously, you know she's going to win. That's why you offered her $10 million. Yeah, just wrong. You're getting set up. Yeah, you sodomized them. She was looking for the payday, moron. And she wanted you to get her pregnant so she had the money and the constant child support every month.
Insane.
She wanted your baby gravy, Joby.
Insane, man. Shout out to all these celebrities. There's always something going on, you know. Something fishy about them always. This is a big black man. Like, you know, you're talking to a 19-year-old girl, this kind of things.
Yeah, a 19-year-old girl telling you, I want your baby gravy. I know you miss my big, fat, juicy ass, Joby.
You're molesting me. That is molestation. You know, that is molestation. As much as you want to say those are heavy words, nah, that is molestation. I don't care. Yeah, she's a 19-year-old, but she's young. These are all grandpa. Like, please. Crazy.
Yes, what are you talking about? It's airtime. This is what Baba.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy, man. That is so crazy. Let me share this about the South Africa. We see what the South African plus.
Yeah, go ahead, Joby. Let's see what this is about. Let's go to this. So because I still don't understand. Let's go see what the Zulu parade is and why they're upset. I don't even know what this is about.
Let me start with this video here of this guy who's talking
All right,
to them.
About the blacks in South Africa. I'm like, you guys are pathetic. You guys couldn't figure this stuff out. Like the whites are like 10% of the population. You got dominated by 10%.
You got dominated.
What? I was like, you guys are idiots. And they are. To this day, they're lazy and they're idiots. And I say that with all love, and it's a challenge for them to do better. When I was in Cape Town, I walked into a restaurant that was in operation, and they told me I couldn't eat there.
Wow.
I was actually on live, YouTube Live while it happened.
Yeah, I think South Africa is racist on both ends, though.
What are you talking about, man? But anyways, I say that to say this. The white South Africans, you know things can go left quickly. So there's a necessity to stick together.
Yeah, so he starts by saying how they're stupid, and I immediately thought of how you always, you know, tell them the truth, you know, how, you know, the facts. So let me get to this. See, argument points, because South Africans, we see you're stupid. Let's see what's your arguing points. Like, let's start from where. There's so many videos. Let me see this one. I don't even understand what this fight is all about.
It's about a Zulu parade, Joby, that nobody know nothing about. It's a parade in New Orleans, Joby, that ain't nobody ever heard of. They're upset about a parade that no black Americans, unless they live, I even seen black Americans in New Orleans who ain't never heard of this thing, Joby. It's like some random parade in Mombasa that you ain't never heard of, Joby, and people attacking all Kenyans, attacking you about some parade in Mombasa. You're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. What parade is this? It don't matter. You're Kenyan. You better know.
Oh, wow. You better go practice your goofy cultures. You know, I got mine. Do I bother if you don't practice yours? I don't. Like, this is just so crazy. Again, Africans, South Africans, you need to be focusing on other things. Like,
yeah, the white man is beating your butt and taking your land. You heard about some parade that don't nobody know about.
Nigerian.
I'm not sure if y'all seen this, but this girl posted this video. She's African. I'm not sure what tribe she's from or where she's from in Africa, because she only posted, you know, Africa on her content, and I didn't stay long. But I just want to say that what she's doing is in poor taste, definitely. And like, I have a few points I have to touch on, and y'all like to click off real fast. So let me just get to it. So what they're failing to realize is that in 1909, when the parade got started, possibly, just possibly, that our ancestors during that time was far closer to their heritage in Africa than what we are in 2025. So when
today, 1909, exactly. I bet some Zulus.
The celebration it doesn't look back then as it does now, because the African Americans now are so far removed from our African heritage and culture, right? So in 2025, it does look bad from this side of the town, because I'm from Florida. I'm a Floridian born and raised, and it does look bad. It looked just as bad as the professional teams. You know how they had to switch because their mascots was Native Americans, and Florida State University need to also change their mascot from being Seminole, because you are cosplaying natives and it's ugly. But yeah, going off on a tangent. But yeah, I think this conversation could have been had in a more intelligent way instead of doing this, because like, baby, if you was over here, you would be in the same position as us. And if you was to come over here thinking you're better than Black Americans and you run up in the wrong town, guess who you're going to call? The African American people who ancestors used to pick cotton for help, because they don't like you either. And it's such an ignorant thing to do. It's such an ignorant stance and point of view to do. And it's so disgusting to see.
But African Americans, you don't know, because all y'all don't know their history. They were slaves, not the other Africans. That South Africans were slaves in their own country. So they picked cotton in South Africa. So they're mocking us, and then that's their own history. But they're too stupid to know that. You were slaves. They didn't have to take you away from South Africa. They enslaved you in your country. They didn't take you out of there. They took over your land and made you slaves on your own land. Go ahead, Joe.
Africans in the comments, oh, well, the Americans must be asleep. Oh, they must be that. Or like, y'all think that y'all more educated than us. You think you have more truth than us. You like, where is it? And it's so funny is that we are.
No, they don't. They're upset. They're less educated than us. They don't know. They don't. They know they don't got no. People know South Africans are some of the dumbest Africans on the planet. No, they don't, lady. Don't get. See, that's why I say you don't know anything either. South Africans are considered some of the dumbest Africans in Africa. You might say the Zimbabweans are educated, the Kenyans are educated, Nigerians, South Africans, no. Go ahead.
Be happy to see other Black people. Don't y'all get in the comments talking about in elementary you was called names, because I was called everything too. I was called Blackie. I was called everything because I'm dark skinned. So I was called the same things that you were called if you came over here. The same things. So let's not talk about that. All dark skinned people was called that. I promise you. Everybody has a story. So don't talk about
that's a fake trope. As African Americans, like Kenyans are saying, African Americans, we joke a lot. So we tell jokes on people. That's out of love. You take it the wrong way. Yeah, we joke a lot. Kenyan people joke a lot. When Joby jokes, I don't get mad at when Shimani jokes about me. It's funny to me, but they are sensitive. That's our nature. That's why I said the Kenyans are probably the closest thing to us. We joke a lot in America. So we don't do it with malice. We just joke. That's our nature. We joke a lot. Go ahead, Joe.
But yeah, this is ugly. It's very ugly. And maybe New Orleans should think about switching it, because it does look like it's in poor taste in 2025. It does. Just
okay, y'all. I was upset with
my daughter.
So somebody told me to chime in on this South African beef with the American Black individual. Look, let me tell y'all something. Black America are envied. We're envied. Across the whole world, we're envied. People hate what they don't understand, but they also hate what they can't be. So a lot of people fight and they claw and they literally put in all this effort to be who they are not. We don't have to do that. Like, we are uniquely crafted. Everybody across the world wants everything that we do. Whatever we put our hands to, it prospers. Whatever we put our hands to, it succeeds. Whatever we communicate, whatever we put out there, everybody starts jumping on it. We have a key, and everybody hates it. So look, this is nothing new. South Africa is acting just like the rest of the world. South Africa is acting like the Europeans. South Africa is acting like the Chinese. South Africa is acting like the Australians. South Africa is acting like South America. South Africa is acting like Canada. They're acting like everybody in the world who see what we do and start jocking. I don't have any hatred towards anybody who see what we do, love what we do, and accept it. The issue is that after they identified that down in Louisiana, they had a parade or something like that called the Zulu Parade, South Africa just blew up, mad, angry. And they stopped talking about the parade and start talking about all of us they hate about us. They talked about how we were put in slavery, how we get unalived by police officers here in the United States and all this other stuff. So they got real diabolical. And it let us know that it was stemmed from something more than just the Zulu thing. There's some envy. We went through some of the most treacherous situations and still here. Our ancestors, the individuals that they traded off, we made it. We're still here. And despite the odds, despite all the things that were stacked up against us, all the redlining, all the tape, blowing up our civilizations, all that stuff, despite all of it, we're still here. Put us in any field, industry, or profession, we're successful. We have plants, co-ops, espionages happening in our communities, and we're still successful. Regardless of how all these individuals see us, they jocking. They want what we possess. Whenever there's envy and strife, all these other things creep in. What we really need is a level of unity. What we really need is us coming together and saying, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it. South Africa, what do you think happened? Like, you trade people, sell people off to the United States. You think we don't have any culture? Don't think we have any connection to the diaspora? Yeah, just because you live on the continent doesn't mean that we don't have any investment in that continent or the culture. Look, the beef with South Africa is wild. Most cases, the term South Africa is in our mouths because we over here blasting Elon Musk, doing all this crazy stuff in our government branches, creating havoc right here in the United States. And so when we talk about South Africa, most of y'all are represented by Elon. Y'all ain't even on the radar like that with us, man. We ain't even coming at y'all like that. In fact, we will accept virtually anybody because we'll love on them, we'll support them, we'll lift them up, we'll educate them, we'll cultivate them, we'll build them up, we'll strengthen them, we'll give them food, we'll put clothes on their back. We are the most caring, cultured individuals on this planet. The term Black means the absorption of all light, meaning that we can receive every variation of man because that's who we are. We support people. We love people. Like, lay off the beef. If y'all want to lock in with us, lock in with us. Lay off the beef. If y'all want to socialize with us, man. Start conflict with somebody else. Y'all talking about unaliving us. There's so many individuals being unalived right there in South Africa, and the data says it. Like, don't talk about slavery when y'all been doing it to y'all own people. Some of y'all are the reason why we're here. Did it to our ancestors. So let's not talk about slavery. Let's not talk about unaliving individuals by policing, because that's the same stuff y'all dealt with. We're a little bit more similar than what you think. So when a parade pop off and we're honoring a culture, man, just respect that. Yeah, we look a little different and we do things a little bit more differently, but our culture is what the world thrives off of. Our spending power is what the world thrives off of, especially right here in these United States. When you talk about consumers, when you talk about individuals who are able to be crafty, when you talk about individuals who can go into the marketplace and produce, when you talk about athleticism, when you talk about all these different dynamics, you talk about the African American, the Black man and woman. We honor our African brothers and sisters. It's just odd that we're experiencing this kind of kickback from South Africa over a parade. Y'all, let's get real.
Yeah, so I think those are the ones I can share for now. There's so many, literally. So many people reacted to to these videos and all that situation. But South Africans, you need an awakening in the head. That's all I'm going to say. You need serious awakening in your head, because it's 2025 for you to be arguing about even cultures and practices. Talk about your economy. How white South Africans are taking over your country and building up a whole new city. They have their own currency. They have their own solar panel. Literally, you're not even allowed there, and it is your country. Why don't you talk about those kind of things? This division, talking about how Black Americans don't know something that is part of because it's Zulu. Now it's affecting you. It's just crazy, you know. You should be affected by how you don't have a job, you know. Ramaphosa not doing right by you, you know. You should be talking about those kind of things. You should be talking about unity in your own country. You should be talking about how you're not employed and stop feeling bad about Kenyans or other Africans when they come to your country and grab jobs. That is what you need to be focusing on, because this is insane. In 2025, to see we're arguing about this kind of things, you know. And maybe the last video I'm going to share, this lady said, like what Keith was trying to explain earlier, you know, not everyone knows what is happening because America is big. Not everyone is going to know what is happening in New Orleans, you know. I'm not born there. It's the same thing. If I'm not born in Kisumu, I don't know the cultures and traditions of Kisumu, being honest, despite being a Luo, you know. I'm not trying to identify by tribalism, but that is just the fact. And what's literally is being discussed here. I want to know what is happening in Kisumu because I'm not born there. Their cultures and traditions, yes. Am I part of that bloodline? Yes. But do I know the cultures that are done every month or after how many months? No, I don't. It's none of my business. It doesn't concern me. So it's just crazy to see South Africans tripping. You should be tripping about other things.
I need y'all to know that the average Black American was not checking for y'all. We found out about the Zulu parade when you found out about the Zulu parade, okay? We're not from New Orleans, and it's not a part of the whole Black American culture. It's part of the New Orleans culture, all right? But I also need y'all to understand that when y'all get to picking and talking about our ancestors, baby, that's where we draw the line. We real sensitive about our motherfucking ancestors, baby. So I advise y'all to keep the cue, keep it about the Zulu parade, have your say, and sit the fuck down, all right? Fair warning.
Exactly, because
She cried.
It's so crazy to see when, especially, what really hurts me a lot is when Black people trying to go, you know, on some certain cultures or tradition or history while you've not even checked the background history of everything. You should have done your research again, South Africans. See if where this culture originated from, you know, maybe part of your people was stolen from, but no, you're being enslaved in your own country. So do research, do historical research, and you'll have all the answers instead of having this back and forth. But I see Jason Karibu San, I think I did say hi to you earlier. You're saying when I was 11, I used to eat butter pecan. My mother used to eat it. It was a fun. Okay, that's nice. That is amazing. For us, I don't know. We grew up eating what as children? I don't even know. I don't know if we really have any special delicacies. For us, it's just, I don't know, porridge. I don't know, being honest. I don't know, porridge. In terms of snacks, no, I can't go beyond that. Being honest, I don't
Whatever
know.
you can't do what, Joby?
Now, I'm trying to relate with Jason. He says when he was 11, they used to eat butter pecan. So I'm saying for us, if I try to look at Africans or in Kenya, what we eat a lot when we're children, I don't know, a lot of street foods. Yeah, a lot of that street foods.
Butter pecans and nothing but nuts, Joby. Just peanuts.
I know, but it has a little bit of ice cream. That's the difference. It has a
No, you can put the pecan, the nuts inside the ice cream, Joby. The pecans are just nuts by themselves. You add the ice cream with it.
Okay.
Then it becomes butter pecan ice cream.
Okay.
But pecans are just nuts, Joby, by themselves. They're just peanuts.
Okay, peanuts. I've grown up eating a lot of peanuts. One of my late aunties was a peanut, you know,
grower. Okay.
Seller, literally.
Seller. But let me say something to all my South African brothers. I'm sorry if you think we offended you, I don't know nothing about the New Orleans parade, okay? But we apologize. But why do? Because that's what you do when you try to make peace when other people are ignorant, Joby. So I'm saying, we apologize. But why do you always come at the other black people like you, but you never go after white people that beat you in the head, actually do physical harm to you, or the Chinese or the East Indians who actually do physical harm to you? You never have any smoke for them, but you have smoke for people putting on some kind of goofy parade that we don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about this parade. I never heard of it in my life. But I apologize if the parade set you up and it offended you in a certain way. It's trivia. We got bigger fish to fry, but that's where your mindset is at. Like I said, we don't get. Nobody said, "Hey, stop doing rap or doing your goofy piano." I don't know how to pronounce that, Miss Joby. We never. Whatever. Whoever. Somebody's piano. But we never told you to stop doing it. We didn't say you were culturally appropriating us. Because as Africans, black Americans, we're not tribal. That's your tribal thing. And you want us to understand your tribe. No, we don't want to understand your tribe. We don't want to, don't try to educate me about your tribe. I don't care. Because that's lost you power, wealth, and influence. So, are you telling the Asians about your tribe when they beat you in the head? Or are you telling the Indians about your tribe? Or the white South Africans about your tribe when they're making brand new cities in your country that you can't, brand new towns that you can't go to? Are you telling them about your tribe? No, don't educate me about your goofy tribe. I'm good. You kick rocks with that. But anyway, go ahead.
Aaron says Shannon is a simp. That's a big simp. Jason says white girls, Mexican girls, and Asian like that Hassie highway bats play. Okay.
Yeah, they like what's with everybody got to be in everybody's booty hole thing. What? Never. If you guys have done it, it's no judgment. I've never sodomized a woman in my life. To me, that is, I'm going to do a joke. That is disgusting. That's disgusting to me.
Yeah. Like, nah, no. In that thought. Aaron James says, what does Kid think about the Sinners movie? I saw the Sinners movie, but
That's what I said. I said we're gonna play it when it comes to Amazon in 2 weeks. I was talking to a friend about that. I don't know the backstory. I know a lot of white people that walked out of the damn movie theaters, watched it because. Huh, Joby?
It's on another platform. We can. I literally almost watched it yesterday, but I remembered you said we're gonna watch it. So
okay, if you found another platform, then we'll watch it tomorrow. You found another platform? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, if we can find it, we'll watch it tomorrow, guys. We'll do movie night tomorrow, right? And check it out. I know it gives a lot of truth, and so it's telling the truth about the Europeans. So I've heard that a lot of Europeans have got up during the movie and walked out because they're upset. Because I think it's calling them the devil in it. It's showing voodoo in a good light, our spiritual practices, and so everything I heard says good. So I'm gonna check it out. I don't quite know what it's exactly about. It's really about these brothers that come back to the South, right? They come back to Tennessee, the Clarksdale. They come back to the South and do something, but open up a juke joint or something. So don't get me like I don't know, but we'll watch it tomorrow. I don't know what's about. I know, and they show white people as the devil or something. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do me a favor, Joe. Let's before go to YouTube and say, yeah, go say scenes from the movie Sinners. Put our disclaimer. Yeah, put our disclaimer on first. I don't even know what it's about. But everybody say it's good. It ain't. It's not like Big Cheese's jazz band. Nobody's going back to the South to be Big Cheese's jazz band.
Educational purposes only. This is
That's right. Educational purpose only, Google. Copyright infringement. Just educational purpose.
all right. Let me put this out. Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
We've been going long.
Almost watched it at night yesterday. I was like, nope.
We back now.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your arms?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Listen here, this ain't no house party.
Shit.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
That's what you stink. That's the stuff. That's where the sweat till y'all stink.
With the devil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
One day he's gonna follow you home. You got us a problem, y'all. What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
This world already left you for dead. I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do. And you are? I am. Your way out. Don't cry. It's all better now.
Yes, I lied to you.
I don't believe in magic. Ghosts, demons. Just power.
Somebody please take me.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
I ain't mean to scare you. Thought y'all done forgot about me in here. Come on, open the door, let on out of here.
Stay. It's you?
Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
Lied to you.
Yo, man.
That ain't the.
I think I shot
That
myself.
ain't the jazz man. That ain't the jazz man.
Yep, that's it. So we'll watch that tomorrow.
What's that tomorrow?
Yeah, that looks
Check it out.
interesting. Looks really, really nice. I saw the way it started. They were in the church praying, all that.
Okay.
Yeah, but didn't want to watch it since you had said we're gonna watch it, you know. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's what. Watch it.
yeah,
So anyway,
played
good.
it. I remember after playing it, then I remember kids said we're gonna watch this movie. I'm like, nah, we're not gonna watch
Yeah.
this. I don't want to kill the assassins, you know. Yeah, so because this tribal diaspora bullish bullshit has made us worldwide targets and the laughing stock of civilization as African people. That is so true. Shout out to John Mosquito Karibu Sana. It's not I am piano. It's I'm a piano. You know, as it says, the South Africans have gone from fighting Nigerians on TikTok. Yeah, I saw they're also fighting with Nigerians. It's crazy to now fighting Black Americans. Shout out to Emil. Nice to see you. Jason says me neither. Me either. But I knew women that wanted to try our school. That's a turn off for me.
I want to try it. Yeah, that's a turn off. You can't. You tell me something like that, my penis goes soft. What? And you got to go. You got to go. You out of there. You asked me to do something like that. I'm not Shannon Sharp. I'm not your daddy. And I'm not putting my penis in no gravy. Get on out of here.
Big Cheese,
Soon as I get to Kenya, some girls say, Daddy, can you put your penis in some Ould? They're going to, hey, you better get your ass out the door.
Okay, Big Cheese, you're watching the movie right now. Are you watching the movie right now?
Are you watching it? The cheese watching it?
I say sinners are good and white people is good, and white people were all in the movie theater. White people were in the movie theater watching it. That's what he says. Oh.
Yeah, but they all got up and left. Why were they so Big Cheese? Why were they so offended by the movie? What does it show about them that they're so mad? Why are they leaving? All around the country, they're getting up and walking out because they're offended. What is it showing about them? About their character? I'll find out tomorrow.
Right, but as we get into the main conversation, that is the collapse of the white supremacy, which we was of course to talk about. I think before we start or before I share your video, Keith, I don't know if this is related to this.
I want you to show the first one. I sent you the last 4 I sent you. Started with, well, I think it's 5 I sent you. But start from the first one, since the first one I sent you yesterday.
All right.
See,
but also,
I
had one I wanted to share.
Okay, we're going first. Show yours first, Joby. Show yours first.
It's related.
Chinese influencer on TikTok who speaks English has made a fascinating clip directed at the American people. And the first time I saw it, I said, "There's got to pay to play this for Professor Mearsheimer. Gotta have this comment." So it's a minute and a half long, but it's in English and it's fascinating. And I want to discuss it with you after we watch it together. Chris, cut number 20.
They rob you blind and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs won't ship your job to China. Not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap laborers. And in the process, they hollowed out your middle class, crushed your working class, and told you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, lift millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodge tax, and poured billions into endless wars. And you get stagnated wages, crippling healthcare costs, cheap dopamine, debt,
they got poor,
and flag wave property made in China, while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs feed your lies. Well, they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mess they made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take the country back.
They're not going to wake up. They're not going to wake up, Chinese dude, because they're racist.
I realize a lot of this is ideological.
Go on, Keith.
They're not going to wake up. The propaganda is controlled by the cats with the hats who created you guys too. They're not going to wake up. The country's going to collapse. That's what we're going to talk about today. Country's on the economic collapse. And then also I told you this is why they put this moron in power. Because they made him a Jesus figure with those fake assassinations. They all fake. And so they could dismantle the country under him without the MAGA morons going crazy. Because the majority of white people voted for him. So they think he's playing some kind of chess move. They don't understand. That's him doing what his masters have told him to now dismantle the country. Any moron with a third-grade education if you know any kind of mathematics and what tariffs do, you're like, what? This don't even make any sense. Why would you do this? Because if you know what it's meant to do, to dismantle the United States and destroy it finally, because like the Chinese guy just told you, they hollowed the country out. It's bare bones. They've already stolen the wealth out of here. That's a fact. So they want to implode it before you wake up and try to come after them. So, okay, so Trump is there with the careful demolition of the country. That's what he's doing because his policies don't make any sense unless you're trying to destroy the country even faster. Because you could have done nothing. The country's going to collapse, but you could at least held off the collapse for 5-6 years if you didn't do nothing. These goofy tariffs have set you on a path of implosion that you can't come back from. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. The country will implode, guys. What he did, the country will implode. And so you wouldn't even do with this moron, unless you're retarded. So you know this is organized on purpose. But Trump did, no one would ever do it. It just doesn't make any sense. If you understand economics and what tariffs do, and now China's position because you gave all your manufacturing to them. America doesn't make anything. So why? So you're gonna put tariffs on the places where you need to. If you got car parts or anything you need, all of it comes from China. All of it. So anything you need is gonna come from China. So you can't afford to put it in the country to ship it in here. And so you'll have businesses going out of business. They can't afford to bring shit up in here. They can't afford it. So this means most small businesses will go out of business. They can't afford to ship the things they need for their customers in it because they can't afford it. So you're trying to wipe out the middle class, keep the super rich, these are the ones that stole the country, and everybody impoverished. So this was the scam. And this is what they're doing. But to stop that, they need to go, everybody talking about this war. They need a war to destroy China, destroy America, and then everybody start from zero. They don't care if everything's destroyed. They just know that the Asian, they told you, if the white man can't rule the world, he'd rather destroy it. If he can't rule it, he'd rather not live in it. And his time is up. This is it. Because America is the white supremacist head in chief over Australia, England, France, Germany, Canada. America sits at the top of the white supremacist empire. And once it goes down, it's going to take all of them with it. And so, I'll explain more, but go ahead, Joby, go ahead.
We haven't spent billions on useless wars. We've spent trillions on useless wars. But take it from there, Professor Mearsheimer.
Well, if you
If
listen,
that young man were your student in your class and he stood up and gave that minute-and-a-half statement, how would you respond?
You tell me he's right.
I basically agree with him. I think he's correct.
Of course.
And
Common
I think,
sense.
by the way, that this is a message in large part that Trump made as a candidate before the 2016, 2020, and the 2024 election. And it's what helped get him elected in 2 of those 3 cases. I think there are a huge number of people in this country who feel exactly the way that Chinese gentleman feels about what has happened.
Girls, it's my man's birthday.
Okay. That's the video.
Yeah, now,
Let me go to
you go to the first one. You go to the first one. Yeah, like I said, if you go into a recession, you go into a depression. Okay? Because you cannot, the supply chain is now being broken down. That's why you had all the retail stores, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, all these stores came to Trump. Hey man, you're destroying us. That's all, yeah. So they won't be able to get their products into the country, and they won't be able to get them in which they can afford. Remember, you got a declining dollar. So the value of the dollar is even declining. So now it's going to cost you more, even if they lower the tariffs, to ship the stuff in. So now you lost the global hegemony because people are going to see China had won this trade war. So you don't go to war unless you know you're going to win it, no matter what war it is. There's no, and they had to know there's no way you're going to win this war unless you're a complete moron. And so this is on purpose. This is on purpose. This destroys the credibility of the United States. And everybody's pulling out. Okay, let me explain something before he plays this. Okay, America is, our system is an illusion. It's fake. Since they shipped all the manufacturing to China, all that power goes to China because your economy is based on things that you make, not speculation. America's economy now is illusionary, based on speculation. And the way they would hide this illusion from you, since America was known as the big dog, people had faith in America, so they would invest in America by buying what they call treasuries, bonds. So bonds are treasury. That's a bet that you make on the American government. So you would buy a 10-year bond, 20-year bond, 30-year bond. And you would buy it at a certain interest rate that what you do, so you would pay for the American government, prop it up, so it could pay for these endless wars, pay for it's a scam, pay for all the stuff that America needs, right? And so at the end of 30 years, you would get that back, plus what the interest rates were, right? And so they found out that the rest of the world, because Trump thought he was thinking, oh yeah, the rest of the world's going to put their money in America, right? They're going to invest in treasury. Since the stock market was crashing, the way people would do it, most people would go, okay, if the stock market's crashed, guys, most people would go, okay, let's go put our money somewhere. We got to put our money. A lot of people don't want to put their money back in their countries because their countries are messed up. So they would take their money out of the American stock market and put it in what they call treasury bonds and get a certain percentage over so many years. So that would still, it would still make money. That was a good investment. Now America found out after they put all these tariffs up, nobody put their money, when the stock market started collapsing, nobody moved their money into these bonds. Most countries start, like Japan, Germany, England, Canada, started selling the U.S. Treasury bonds. The U.S. Treasury bond is attached to the fake dollar. So now that lowered the value of your dollar, right? It's going to continue. That's what I'm telling you. Listen, guys, we're about to have an economic collapse. This is baked in the cake. This is the end of the American empire. It's over. It's just how slow or how fast it's going to happen. This is the end, Jack. I knew I was like, this is the end. When he did these tariffs, I knew immediately. I said, uh-oh, this is it. This is the end. So all these men going to say what I've been saying. And they know this on purpose. No way you're this damn stupid. If you understand anything about economics, no way you're this dumb. So anyway, him talking, I'm gonna make these tariffs against Canada, Japan, everybody, China. Well, how can you make tariffs against anybody when you don't make anything? There's no value you got with your dollar. There's no way nobody's gonna decide to go back and buy your treasury notes. But anyway, go ahead, Joey, play this real quick. Go ahead, play this.
Stop sending me the video.
Rachel Maddow might be the most dangerous woman in the United States of America. Every single war starts with Rachel Maddow. From Saddam Hussein to Putin to MSNBC plays this, well, we're concerned about the war on terror and the way that George Bush is going about it, but then they bring on Richard Haas and he explains what they're doing and it's necessary to do this. And just know the cast of characters, okay? Joe Scarborough's intern lover was found dead on his desk when he was a congressman, and then he became a journalist with MSNBC. Mika Brzezinski's father wrote the book on how to start the Eurasian War. I'm not making this up. Every time Rachel Maddow comes out with something, It's to start the next phase of the war. So last night she's reporting on this breach of security executed by Doge. I've told you who Doge is. Doge is Ripple. Doge is Death Star. And then she comes out and she says, but they found an address in Russia. Okay. If you know anything about internet security, the way you break into things is you go take over somebody else's computer and use that to break in. She wants you to believe and just terrorize the minds of young, stressed women. And I'm not making this video to make fun of young, stressed women who are looking at AOC and Bernie Sanders, and they're looking for something to hang their hat on as the nation is being destroyed by Donald Trump. So just to be clear on which side, there isn't a side here, okay? It's all the same thing, people. She is as much a part of Doge as Elon Musk. And she comes up, we're very concerned about the Russian address.
Yeah, they know Doge. He knows this fake Doge thing is Israel. He knows. It's a good joke. He knows this fake Doge thing is what we call is not real. He knows that. But is not real wants us to go to war first, so we can keep. They know we're imploding, so they need this war with Iran. That's why they're trying to get rid of the new Secretary of Defense that they got in there, that Hegseth moron. But they're trying to get him in there already, right? They're trying to get Hegseth out of there because he told Trump, "Hey, we can't go to war with no Iran. We already broke. We don't got no money." But see, it's not real wants to completely bankrupt us because we're already done. We're already dead in the water. So that's why they want this war with Israel, because they know we're already broke. So this will be the defining moment that will break America's back. You won't recover because going this war, you have so many people dead. You're already broke. That's why you ain't heard Trump talk about annexing Canada no more. Oh, we're gonna make Canada 51st state. You ain't heard none of that junk no more because they show them, you ain't got no money to do nothing. Be quiet, right? So you ain't talking about that Greenland stuff no more. That taking over Canada no more. That's done. So they need a thing. So before they've already destroyed the country, they want us to go into this war with Iran. But go ahead, Joe.
Women, and I'm not making this video to make fun of young, stressed women who are looking at AOC and Bernie Sanders, and they're looking for something to hang their hat on as the nation is being destroyed by Donald Trump. So just to be clear on which side, there isn't a side here. Okay?
Donald Trump's a puppet.
It's all the same thing, people.
Exactly.
She is as much a part of Doge as Elon Musk. And she comes up, we're very concerned about the Russian address. Okay, the Russian address doesn't prove anything. This is as goofy as a 6'5" guy on dialysis in a cave in the most remote part of the world.
9/11. Exactly.
The Twin Towers. That's goofy.
No,
it's a
lie.
Man in the Mountain story. You may have seen a representative from Pennsylvania speaking to Joe Rogan, talking about the policeman that got off, the fireman that got off in, I think, Tower 1. The doors open on the 58th floor. I think that's where the plane hit, 78th, I forget. Goes out and on the radio, he says, yep, 2 small fires, we'll get them, no problem. 10 seconds later, the whole building goes down.
Because there was no plane, guys. Go ahead, Joe.
That I have all the answers for this. But just don't hang your hat every time Rachel Maddow comes out and says Putin, Putin, Putin. Okay? We're very close to a complete financial collapse. And it's all part of the war that began on 9/11. We can't pay the bills. We can't pay for the debt that caused the war. We're now in a trade war with China. The people running that trade war are saying things like, this is Treasury Secretary Bissett just said in an interview, I believe on CNBC, we keep all options on the table to issue U.S. Treasuries. And if need be, we would do a buyback for longer maturity bonds. just let that, what do you mean buyback? So Bruno did a thing 6 or 9 months ago called Trump and the Treasury and Trump and the Fed. And I said, it's conceivable they'll bring in a bunch of teabaggers and default. I know that was funny. We needed a little comic relief. I try to help you with that on here. They are openly to understand, people. About 10 days ago, there's 4 London banks on a phone call with Jamie Dimon, who most likely reported to the Senate.
Pause it. 4 London banks. We know that's the Rothschilds. We know the Bank of London is the Rothschilds. We know the American banks, Jamie Dimon. That's J.P. Morgan, them, right? So that's the Rothschilds saying that the collapse is coming. That's what we wanted anyway. So no one was able to take these bonds. The rest of the world said we don't want these useless ass American bonds. We don't want to put our money in America no more. So that now if you guys will look right now, go look at the value of the dollar. It's already the lowest it's been in like in 30 years. You gotta this the perfect storm. That's why I've been building shit quick as hell. I think you might got maybe a year. It's gonna, but it's gonna. We're going to a real depression, guys. And America would not. This is it for America. You would not come back. It's not gonna be no another. America's gonna run the world. This is over. This is it. Okay. Got the morons talking about reparations. You ain't getting no reparations. I tried to explain this. Now I know I'm the real thing. You're not getting no reparations. The country's gonna be broke. So you can throw that reparations shit. These morons be saying this Goopy Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, and other Black Authority Negro. You throw that shit out the window. Whoever follow these morons. The country is broke. And it's hanging, it's teetering on disaster right now because the treasury bills, nobody wants to buy them. Where can you offload them? So either you get a fast collapse or you're going to get a slow collapse. But either way, this motherfucking country is about to collapse. Either way. Go ahead, Joby. Economically.
Down some enormous hedge fund. Hedge funds now account for 20% of the treasury market. Speculators are controlling 20% of the treasury market. They don't buy them for an investment. They buy them to lever, to borrow against, like you'd buy a house and then put a.
So if you got pause that again, if you guys understand what okay, so what he's saying is our whole economy is a Ponzi scheme. It's all fake. It's all phony. See, we don't make that. China's got a real economy because we gave it to them. Well, we didn't give them to them. We know the cats did. America is a fake illusion. Once the reality hits everybody that you're dealing with an illusionary economy, you can't sustain it. So we found out that most of the treasury market is controlled by speculators. They're not buying the bonds to prop up the government. They're borrowing against that money so they can speculate and buy other things because it's speculation. So they might be buying real estate here. They might be buying a car dealership. They might be buying some stores. But it's all speculation. So because America has no real economy, they hauled us out, as that Chinese man said. They hauled out. But go ahead, Joby.
This is all the same thing, people. You'd have to see through. I'm glad I have all these weird lights on me because it makes it look like the Twilight Zone, because we are in the Twilight Zone. Last Monday, the U.S. Treasury market locked up.
Treasury market locked
they
up.
tried to unwind these hedge funds that were attached to these 4 banks in London. There was no place to sell them.
No one would take them.
It could have been hundreds of billions of dollars. It all has to be unwound at one time. And the U.S. banks didn't want to take it. Now, understand that the way the Federal Reserve is designed.
Pause that, Joby. Your own American banks didn't even want to take American debt. They don't want to touch it. The American banks said, we're not touching none of that. So, the American banks don't want to touch the American debt. So that's a losing proposition. But go ahead, Joby. Go ahead.
The Fed is like this Vatican thing that sits on top of the banking system. Then there's 9 banks that buy the treasuries right from the U.S. Treasury. And these 9 banks didn't want any more treasuries. because as they're taking, and I put a piece up called the most dangerous chart on the internet, a 20-year bond issued during COVID is now worth less than 40% less.
It's less.
So these banks, these
So pause
giant
it.
banks.
So pause it, Joby. So let's say I'm investing in Joby, right? Now Joby was a good investment, 20 years ago. She's all beautiful and fine, but now she's old and raggedy, right? So my investment is not worth it no more. And that's America's old raggedy hoe now, and nobody wants to invest. So I'm saying, Joby, you're not worth what you were when you were 22, baby. You're just not worth it. There's not a good investment for me. There's no return on my investment. So I'm back out investing in Joby because he's not going to be good on the market, and that's what's happened with America. Go
Sounds
ahead,
like
Joby. sounds like what, Joby?
sounds like Taraji P.
That's right. That's right. There you go. Exactly. Taraji P. old ass. Exactly. That's exact. That's a good analogy. That's exactly. Someone wants to pay. She's old. Now nobody gonna pay her no money. Exactly. America's like an old hoe.
Cannot afford to take any more risk of taking any more. Just like if the stock market was unraveling and your buddy called you and said, "Hey, will you buy all my stocks from me?" You'd be like, "No, dude, the thing just went down 4% today. I'm not going to buy all your stocks from you." This is the end game, people. You're in it. Putin on one side. That's for the millennial women and the Caitlins, which was my euphemism for young women. It's all about Putin. Then we got Bernie Sanders out raising $27, running around with AOC. Come back into the fish trap. AOC and I are inside the trap, fluttering our little flippers, hoping you crawl back in. And have you seen some of the footage, like in Idaho? And it's just free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. We're in the end game, people. We're in the end game. It's all the same thing. America's based on speculation and money printing and war. Okay, so let me finish the story about last week. There was no place to execute the sale of hundreds of billions of dollars of U.S. treasuries. Okay, so when you look on your graph, like on your iPhone of FVX, which is like the 5-year, or if you look at the 10-year graph.
So pause it, Joe. Pause it. So if you guys
Stop
understand,
sending me the videos. There is no amount of money, no amount of.
so you guys understand. So America's been living high off other people's money because they've been propping up America's government through treasury bonds. And now nobody wants to pay for those trades. Nobody wants those bonds. Nobody wants Taraji P at the same price because she's old and washed up. Nobody wants to pay that money. So that means Taraji P lifestyle goes down because she's not going to make the same money. So that means America's lifestyle is going to go down. It's not going to get better because you know what? You don't make anything. And you damn sure don't make nothing more once. All we got now is war. War is not a damn business. So we're going to try to go destroy other countries so we keep everybody messed up. You get it? Because our lives have been sponsored by other countries buying security bonds. Okay? Buying these bonds, propping them. America's been propped up. And nobody wants to buy the bonds anymore. And so since we don't got any manufacturer that covered what we're going to lose, because people are like, I'm not putting no money more. I'm not buying no more of these debts from America and think 30 years I'm going to get a bigger return. No, I don't believe in it. No. So the illusion's coming to an end. Go ahead, Joey.
People, we're in the end game. It's all the same thing. America's based on speculation and money printing and war. Okay, so let me finish the story about last week. There was no place to execute the sale of hundreds of billions of dollars of U.S. treasuries. Okay, so when you look on your graph, like on your iPhone of FVX, which is like the 5-year, or if you look at the 10-year graph, and you're like, it's just creeping up a little bit with the yield. Yeah, that means the inverse of the graph is the prices. You can't take on hundreds of billions of dollars that are declining in price day after day after day after day. That COVID bond that I mentioned.
So pause it, Joe. Pause it right there. If I buy a bond, Joby. Now Joby's a good investment woman. Okay, Joe, but you buy me a bond at, let's say, $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 days later, it's now worth $70. You gonna continue to buy those bonds?
No, I'm going to the cheaper market.
You're not gonna. You're gonna do a market that's gonna keep your value at $100 and bring you back more money than your investment. That's what they used to can do, but now, $70. So no one's gonna buy the bonds where they constantly depreciate. So that's what he's saying. The bonds are now depreciating. So no one's going to buy bonds. And, the reason why they bought them is because you hold them like 10 years, Joe, but you might get, let's say you bought like $100, right? 10 years, you might get like $5,000 back. Or 30 years, you might get $20,000 back. But no one believes in that no more. Nobody said, nah, I don't believe in it. So now that there's no belief, the illusion is coming off. Now the bonds are reaching a critical point where now they're losing value, like he's saying. You done bought it for 100. 3 days later, it's worth $70. So you done lost $30 in 3 days. You're like, I ain't buying no more of these things, Joey. That's what's happening. So that's the beginning of an economic collapse because America has been propped up by other countries, Joey, buying our debt. So America's been living a false lifestyle by other countries.
Was down over 1.5% in a day. That's more than the interest it was issued at. It was issued at 1.125%, and it's losing 1.125% per day.
I said 3 days
They're
per
going
day.
to throw everything at you. They're going to throw Bernie Sanders. You're going to send him $27. AOC, Rachel Maddow.
Pause again. So you tend to gonna give you a bunch of distractions, so you won't know that you're under economic collapse because they scared you. Your revolt. So he said they're gonna start throwing you all the distractions, but they want to take you to war. So if they take you to war, you don't know they can blame it on the war. Oh, the country collapsed, the economics collapsed because we went to war. See, when all fails, they take you to war. Go ahead, Joe.
Are people really that stupid?
Yeah, people don't know economics, Joe. Yeah, they're really stupid. That's how you think propaganda didn't work, Joe, but they wouldn't do it. Yeah, you mean the people that stupid? Yes,
but crazy.
Trump, Putin, it's all the same thing, people. Now, let's do China. Just remember, Besant is saying we're going to issue bonds and buy them back at the same time. That's how investment banks work, people. That's how they float municipal bonds or news stocks or what have you. He's saying this publicly. The head of the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund is like, we're not buying anything from America.
We're not buying
even
that
sure
shit.
we want to custody our
We're not your little nigga.
our assets there anymore. And Scott Besant says it. You go watch it himself. All these people, JD Vance, all these guys, I'm going to call them the teabaggers from now on. All these guys talk about this like, we keep all options on the table to turn on the national money printer and blow ourselves up. Like we could have a failed auction, people. What do you mean a failed auction? That means the U.S. government has no fucking money. Like they won't be able to pay the bills to the U.S. Navy. They won't be able to pay Social Security. Okay, so they're going to throw everything at the Putin thing's going to come at you. Hamas, it's just they're going to throw everything.
Everybody's on Social Security. You're about to be broke. You're about to start eating dog food. They're going to steal it. They're going to steal your Social Security money because they're broke. They're going to take it. They're going to take your Social Security. Just like George Carlin told you 20 years ago. They're coming for your Social Security, and they're going to get it. So everybody does now retirement, and that's all the money you get coming in every month. Social Security, they're going to steal your money. You're going to be butt naked and out in the street. They don't care. That's right. So said that. That's what happens when economic collapse comes there, Joby.
Come to Africa. That's the option.
People, the productive assets are in Asia.
Exactly.
We consume the productive.
Exactly. We consume everything. We don't make anything. All the productions. And if you guys have looked at your 401ks, everybody who's got a 401k? I've got one. You see, it's lost so much value because your 401k is based in the stock market. So everybody's got took a big hit. Everybody in this chat room has got a 401k. You know your money's all invested in the stock market. You've seen your monthly, your quarterly profits is all down. You've lost at least 60% of value. Come on, be real. Tell me your 401k money. How much have you lost in the last month, 2 months? At least 50% of value is gone. 50% of your money is gone. So you won't have that. So your 401k is about to be stolen, and your Social Security is they're about to rob everything. That's what this is about. This is the controlled demolition of the country. So they need a war to try to hide it. As everything is stolen, the country's hauled out. They moved everything to China. They made China rich. So eventually they knew this collapse was coming. And I've been telling y'all for the last 10 years, the collapse is coming. I know the date, but I knew when I seen that Treasury bond go upside down, I said, oh, we in it now. Like I said, I wish I would have started everything I did last year and this year. I was like, oh shit. I knew they brought Trump in for a reason, but I knew they was going to just try to just take everything down now, but that's what they're doing. Go ahead, Joe.
Of assets. The tariffs are not going to work.
Exactly. It's goofy.
Yeah, I think that's the end of it. The tariffs are not going to.
Rachel Maddow.
That's the end of that.
Yeah. You go to the next one, Joby.
All right.
With an existential crisis, guys. Now he could have not did nothing, and we would have been out maybe for the next 5 years. I mean, the collapse was coming. If this moron wouldn't have did nothing, we could have coasted another 5 to 6 years. Off the illusion.
There's lots of reasons for it. It's not just the tariffs. The tariffs, of course, are the. I'm predicting 40,000 business bankruptcies by the 4th of July. So 2 months now, I've been telling you why the U.S. economy is cooked, and there's lots of reasons for it. It's not just the tariffs. The tariffs, of course, are the largest nail in the coffin. But we've known, economists and historians have known for the longest time that if you make drastic changes in your economy and introduce something like tariffs across the board, particularly against your largest trading partners, Canada, China, and Mexico, that it's going to have drastic consequences. And the drastic consequences are going to be to make costs for all of those businesses that are trying to function in the U.S. right now go up dramatically. Now, think of the small business in the U.S. that's an importer and a reseller of something.
They won't be afford to bring nothing in.
They're importing something that's not made in the U.S. They might be importing just a part of something that they put together, that they manufacture, and part of the product is made in the U.S. is made in China rather. And now they're looking at it and they're saying, well, I'm a small business. I employ 4 people. I've got a shipping container full of this stuff. The tariffs on it are in excess of 104%. I can't afford to pay it. I can't continue to run my business. My clients are not going to pay it. I can up my price on my website. I can let my clients know, my customers know that this is what the price is now, but I know they're not going to pay it. And so what happens? What happens at that point? Well, this is April now, but May comes along and you're in a similar situation. You didn't get those products. The U.S. government seized them, and now it's going to end up going to auction in 6 months or something like that. You don't order anymore. If you're going to order something, you just stop ordering it. Yeah, it hurts the business in China, but they've got clients all around the world, so it's they will continue to survive. But you, as an American business, are in a situation where you've got debts, you've got money that you've got to pay each month, and you can't make those payments. You borrowed money to get your business running. You borrowed money to keep your business running. You've got a line of credit and things like that. So this is April now. By May, June, we're going to start to see a lot of businesses filing for bankruptcy, and then we'll see personal bankruptcies too. But think of all the people who are going to get laid off in all of those different businesses. And it's a cascading effect, right? Because you've got...
They're not going to get laid off. They're going to get fired. They're not going to be afford to bring them back. They're not going to get laid off. They're going to get fired. They can't bring them back. The businesses are going to go under, never to come back.
Business, those people can't make their payment on their house now. Maybe their spouse is in a similar situation. They get laid off. They can't afford to spend. They're not going out to the restaurant. The restaurant lays off the server after a little while. The restaurant's not making enough money, so they end up shuttering as well, because of course their costs have gone up and nobody can afford it because the wages haven't gone up. Wages, always trail inflation when you've got hyperinflation, which is what we're facing with this massive tax increase on the Americans as a result of the tariffs. Excuse me. When you've got that, people just can't afford to buy things. The money loses value and wages don't keep up with it. Hyperinflation, wages do not keep up with it. Wages have not kept up with inflation with our high inflation that we've had since the beginning of COVID. So as a consequence, you're thinking of those businesses, and what are they importing, right? They're importing things that they need. Maybe they put things together. When it arrives, you need one component or two components that you can't get from anywhere else. They're made in China. It's an electronic part, or it's some piece of plastic that only is made in China. You can't, you can let your clients, your customers know that you're going to pay more, but your customers are going to be looking at it and they're going to say, well, we're not going to do it. And here's a good example. Microsoft has canceled a $1 billion project in Ohio that they intended to do when Biden was president. It's 3 data centers, and they just announced that they're not going to do it. And why are they not going to do it? Well, you can think of reasons, right? When it comes to data, it crosses the border. It's cloud storage is basically what they were building. Why would you need to build it in Ohio? Well, there were incentives, A, but B, you could get all the stuff. You could buy all the stuff to import it there, to build it. What does it take to build those data centers? It takes building supplies from Mexico and Canada and China. It takes electronics manufactured in China. All of those things have gone up such that a $1 billion project would probably be a $3 billion project. And you can do that same project in Canada for the same price you were going to do it before. If you really felt that was something that you needed to do, you could build it in Australia. You can build it in Mexico. You can build it anywhere. Probably smarter to build it somewhere where you don't have to air condition quite so much. So Manitoba might benefit from Microsoft, from Ohio's lost Microsoft moving, because we're not going to have those tariffs. But the point is that, this is just one thing, right? That's just one thing. But there are thousands and thousands of businesses in the U.S., and everybody's going to be facing the same situation because it's going to unfold through the economy. You're a business and you hire somebody, local, who does your website, and, your business shuts down. That's one client that's gone for that company that makes the website or does the marketing. The local restaurants around those businesses that are there, they end up shutting down too, because they're missing just enough customers that their margins were already tight, and food prices are going to go up, and costs of everything else going up is going to lead to this cascading effect. Now, even if Trump was to cancel all the tariffs right now, we would still end up in a significant recession because of all of the other things that I've laid out in those previous videos. But the tariffs are the gigantic nail in the coffin for the U.S. economy, and it's going to put the entire global economy into
they did it on purpose.
A period of recession. All of those retirees who are counting on their 401ks.
That's what I just said about the 401ks.
A stable economy, there's always ups and downs, and there's we have sometimes anomalies and sometimes stupid things like the subprime mortgage crisis, but still long term, looking pretty good. Not any longer, right? You've already lost a quarter of your wealth. If you had $4 million in the bank because you were invested in the stock market because you were relatively affluent, now you're down to $3.5 million, and it's probably going to end up being $2 million by the time you're done, maybe less. And if that's all you've got, well, when prices double, that's not going to necessarily get you through. And get you through from age 60 when you've
because inflation's going to kill you
for yourself.
Exactly.
Normally that would have been great, but when prices double on everything, and they're going to double, prices are going to double on things in the U.S. When prices double on things, and there's no workaround, and I mean there's no way to get around it, and there's also no work for people. They're all being laid off. That puts you in a very perilous position. Now, that is the lucky few who had some money invested. Think of all the other people who are
most
on
of us don't
incomes or struggling, working, just trying to scrape by. We're going to see hundreds of thousands of personal bankruptcies. But as I say, I think we will see from the start of the year to the 4th of July to Independence Day, there will be 40,000 people, 40,000 businesses that are independent of operating because they've gone bankrupt. And give it 2 more months after that, by the end of summer, probably 100,000 businesses. So all of those Republicans, MAGA people who wanted this, I'm always shocked that this is what you wanted. You thought this was going to be good for the U.S. economy. Incremental change is the way to go. Being a jerk.
They did that on purpose. See, you don't understand? They did this on purpose. That's why they made Trump the Jesus, because he's the one to take down the economy. They don't know. But they need this war. Before they destroy America, they want America to be completely broken. They need this war with Iran. That's why they pushed it so much. That's why you even pushed it in the news. Iran ain't did nothing to nobody. But they need to bomb Iran, so when America goes broke, Israel wants to be able to take over all that land, all that Middle Eastern land, before America goes broke and they shipped everything to China. So, so this is what's happening right now. Understand, America is a done empire. So this is the end of also your white supremacist nonsense. The Chinese are make me laugh. White supremacy, that's going to be over. You people are stupid. You're stupid. You invested in your white supremacy. It's going to be all over. You're superior to who? Your schools are messed up. Your roads are terrible. You won't be able to pay rent. We don't care. China don't care about your white supremacy no more. So white people being on the bottom, there's going to be a lot of suicides over here. And in Australia's going to try to hook itself up with China. I know it will, but a lot of suicides in Europe. See, white people have had control of the planet for 500 years. And so with all their fake lying history, they believe they always on top. These are lies. So they're psychologically damaged. So when they're impoverished, a lot of them not going to be able to handle not being on top. So they're going to start killing themselves. Go ahead, Joe.
The way to go in politics, and alienating your best customers and best suppliers with respect to countries like Canada and Mexico is not a healthy thing for your economy. And working together with the rest of the world is the most advantageous thing. One final comment. Trump, over the course of his career, used his method that was outlined in the book that was ghostwritten for him. And that was fine. If you were ordering concrete from a single supplier, you could grind them down. You could be mean to them. They wanted your business. They didn't know what the other guy was doing. But that's one shot, right? That's one company delivering concrete. It's not a regular customer, a regular supplier. Same with, purchasing real estate.
Follow that, Joe. He's talking about Trump's fake autobiography that a ghostwriter wrote. Trump is an illusion, guys. He's a failed. Trump has never made a dime. He's failed at every business, right? He got propped up by the rug. That's why he's there. And as the president, he got propped up by the rug. Trump has never made a dollar. He's a fake billionaire, propped up by the Rothschild. Trump has never made a dime. Every business he's tried to run has failed. Every single one. 6 bankruptcies. He's never succeeded in any business. So to call him a businessman is nothing but propaganda. Or you're retarded. Trump has never made a dollar. Every business he started has always ended what? Failing in bankruptcy. And who was there to bail him off? The Rothschild. That's public notice. You can look that up. So Trump, and so you got these MAGA morons propped up by the fake media owned by the same people. Made him some kind of a hero. He's a great businessman to be. You got people in Africa believing that stupid shit. So Joby asked me, does propaganda work? Yeah, Joby. Propaganda. How can they believe propaganda works? You got people in Africa calling Trump is a great businessman. He's a billionaire. Yeah? Show me the profits. What do you mean? The media said he's a billionaire. That's what the media told you. Show me any successful business that Trump has ever run. They do not exist. None. Zero. His daddy left him some money, and all the money his daddy left him, he lost. And other people bailed him out every time. Trump is a failure. He's never succeeded at any business. Not one. That's why he was on a TV show. What billionaire is gonna want to be on a TV show? Being on they can't pay you billions of dollars being on a TV show. Ain't no real billionaires gonna want to be on no TV show. The billionaires own the TV shows. They own the network. They don't be on the shit. They own it. So him being on a network gave him an actual income. Yeah, I make millions of dollars. I'm making some money because he's a business. Go ahead, Joby.
You're never going to deal with that person again, probably, and you don't have to establish a good relationship with them. That's completely different when it comes to international trade. When it comes to international trade, it relies on trust and assurance and the confidence that you're going to have stability in the market and prices. In other words, when you order something from China, you hope that when it comes, you can still sell it and that you can still afford to pay for it. All of that is gone. That market confidence is gone, and the U.S. economy is cooked.
Go to the next one, Joby. Not this lady.
Okay, as let me see, put that on.
China is winning and will win the tariff war, the trade war. It will be won by China, and it is being won right in front of us. The tariffs are designed in whole to absolutely shrink the middle class as far down as it can push it.
Exactly. It's to destroy America. It's not exactly. This is not an accident. You're not that stupid. This is on purpose.
Abilities within this time period of humanity. So maybe we were here. This is designed to take us here. By the way, here is no longer middle class, and here is now untouchable. Why? You're going to have to buy their products any which way. So you're either still going to buy the products at a higher price with the tariff included, or you're going to be forced to buy American products that are at a higher cost, right? That's the reality of what's happening with the tariffs. Or you can buy direct from China, 55 cents laundry pod, 8 cents salt, 42 cents Nutella. You know, you could go in that direction. It's not going to change the fact that your wages are low, your taxes are getting higher. You're losing the ability to have basic freedoms like, I don't know, speech, like, oh, I got a green card, but I'm going to get kicked out. You know, the tariffs are just part of a systematic takedown, a systematic dismantling of the United States. They've been attacking government bodies. They've been attacking establishments. They've been attacking humans nonstop. It doesn't matter if you have crimes or no crimes. They're deporting people en masse without reason. People are getting picked up by people who aren't even in uniform and put into unmarked cars. Does this sound familiar? Because I did 42 hours of history, and this stuff sounds familiar. And not to any one specific time, but throughout history. If you know history, you can see what's coming next. It truly is cyclical, this thing of ours that we call life. And this is what happens when countries are dismantled. Mm-hmm. This is what happens when
we've been dismantled
and dictatorships take over. So, part of the tariff war is doing that. There's a caveat. There's an addition. The exemptions. So you get exemptions, right? But you have to apply for that exemption. Who approves it? The ruling body. Who's in power right now? We know who's in power. So who's going to get approved for the exemptions? Their friends. So when you do find that product that's cheaper, it's because you're buying it from someone who's pushing you down and climbing higher. You're actually doing them a favor. That's what they want. Now, on top of it, this is going to be a big part of the destruction of the United States, because who's going to gain the most from this trade war besides the elite in the United States? China. That's who. Why? The West looks at China in a certain light. I see China as in the same phase as the United States at the turn of the 20th century. They're stepping slowly away from the industrialized nation and moving forward. They have more millionaires, more freedoms, more tech. They're moving forward. But first they have to get to that nasty period. In the United States of America, kids were working in factories in the early 1900s. children. Okay, so we can sit here and be like, oh, China, but they're just going through a natural trajectory that rising empires go through. And now America has given them the most leverage to reach outward to other nations. Why? Because we put those blanket tariffs on everybody. We put a
That was on
tariff
purpose.
on Australia. We put a tariff on them because they reject our pork and our beef. Well, our pork is illegal in all but 2 countries. And our beef would be a direct competition with their beef, which is rated quite a bit
Better than ours. It's
want
not
natural
GMO.
beef. If you take out
Exactly,
hormones,
natural.
antibiotics, and all those, Australian beef is at the top of the tier along with Argentinian. Why would they let our beef in anyways? Plus, we have a surplus on the trade with Australia. So why are we tariffing them? And that goes across the board. We're doing it to everybody.
Because you're doing exactly because it's the cats.
It's
with the hats
happening. The fraud,
that control
the
it.
scam. They're
Sorry.
It's okay. It's the cats that are the ones that control it. So that's what's going on. That's why these tariffs don't make no sense unless you know what's the outcome. What's the end game? The end game is to dismantle the United States. That's the end game. Go ahead, Joe.
Plus, we have a surplus on the trade with Australia. So why are we tariffing them? And that goes across the board. We're doing it to everybody. So now China gets to sit back and say, look, I know you're not exactly in line with us, but is this who you want to do business with? They're creating unstable markets. They have a plan which is completely designed to govern their country, dominate other countries, threaten their allies. We're going to take this country. We're going to take that country. Even if they're not doing it, they're creating instability by suggesting it. They got you on your back toe. Back heel. There you go. Practice that. So you want to do business with them? We're not going to do any of those things. And we're going to do better trade with you. We make all the products anyways. So why don't we just cut this all out? We'll do better business with you.
Exactly. We make all the trade. We make everything anyway. America don't make nothing no more.
America on the global scale is losing weight and China is getting heavier. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. That's for history to decide. All right. But I do know it's bad for America today because we're going to be a shrinking nation. We are the largest buying nation, but we're not the largest market. The largest market is the European Union. There's over 500 million people in Europe, documented. And countries like mine, Greece, and many other countries, they don't count immigrants that live in the country. So it could say 500 million and actually be 550, 600 million people. Who knows? We don't know. We don't count them. Okay? So it's a big market. We're not as strong as we think when we're alone. Didn't you guys watch Planet of the Apes? Stick break. Ape strong. You know, we're strong in numbers. European Union is strong in numbers. We're a nation in decline. It's being dismantled. It's government bodies. It's oversight.
Yep.
Government
Been
bodies.
dismantled.
Regulations. These things are good. They're all going away. They're being tested, and people are just watching it on the news. And I know I'm coming back to the States for a little holiday. I know I'm going to get checked. Look at my eyebrows. I already get checked coming home. They're going to go through my phone. They're going to go through my social media potentially.
You're a dark white guy.
I don't even know if I'm safe. China's looking pretty good right now. And therefore, the tariffs are just a part of the decimation of the United States. And
Exactly.
if you pay attention to Ray Dalio, which I hope you all do, because there's never been a better time to read his books and listen to what he has to say about the current affairs of the United States. He is not afraid of a recession. Recessions are part of the ebb and flow. They hurt.
We might have a depression.
But it's part of the ebb and flow. He's scared that this is going to be an absolute change in the monetary system. A collapse.
Collapse.
The monetary system as we know it. There are a few people who have the right to say that as much as he does. He's a very wise man. Tariffs are part of the plan to collapse the United States and turn it into Russia.
Duh.
And to allow China
To
to
make it impoverished. Exactly.
one of
Duh.
the richest of the United States.
Now, I've been said that. I told you they had already decided when they created China, got rid of their emperor, that they were going to turn China into their new empire. There's no way you would do these moves unless you're retarded. You're like, well, what? What are you doing? But the mega morons are too stupid. Yeah, Trump is a businessman. Yeah. Are you fucking retarded? Yes, I am. I think about my white supremacy. Yes, I am. Yeah. Yay, Trump. So they cheering while Trump destroys the country. Say, Joe.
We play the last two videos remaining.
Yeah. Play last two more times. The last two are comments. I'm playing the last two under there. We'll end up with some comments. So the last two, that's it. The last two, Joe. The comedy one. We must say comedy. So we're in this with the last two guys. So these are some church nuts, two pastors arguing about the money, how they gonna split the money of the church. These are two pastors. So I enjoy playing this. And tell you how godly are these two morons arguing about the money of the church. Him not getting his cut. You're not taking my cut. These are take your time, Joe. These are your good pastors.
Man, give me my half of my money back.
No, I didn't have no shit back.
What you talking about? How you gonna kick me off the show?
You said you was that motherfucking ignorance.
Man, I stood up and showed you.
Okay. Don't give a fuck about no motherfucking money.
You don't give a fuck. The people do. You think it's about you?
Hey, bro.
It ain't about you. It's
Hey,
about the people.
you are not gonna holler at me in my motherfucking.
If you holler at me, I'm hollering at you. I'm a man, nigga.
That's a dope, man.
You got me fucked up.
That's a dope.
Fuck you mean?
Dale.
Fuck what you talking about? You gonna smack me like you gonna do the beach? Smack me, motherfucker. Hold up, man. Hold up. Smack me. Come on. You can look me all you want to. I'll beat your ass up in this motherfucker, nigga. Nigga, what you got a phone in front of you for? Because I'm the security. What's wrong with you? Sit down there. Nah, move down. Listen what he's saying. Move out the way. You be a man. Smack me, motherfucker. I gave you money. Nigga, do you know? Nigga, you crazy? Come on. Motherfucker.
You ain't gonna come in with that bullshit.
Man, you got me fucked up.
You ain't gonna come in.
I'll break your motherfucking face right now. She'll die, you'll die. What the fuck you
And the Lord said, motherfucker.
I know who you are. I don't know who this nigga is. I know who you are. I'm letting them know. You put a woman in front of you. Hold on. I ain't gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna talk to him. I ain't gonna fuck with him.
You ain't gonna come here this
Nigga, you ain't gonna take my money, motherfucker. We gonna do the show. Fuck you saying? You ain't gonna take my money? You got me fucked up. I got police on my side. Now come down here. Already told me today.
Well, call.
You so low?
You call.
I ain't got to call shit. You gonna do the show, motherfucker.
No, you gonna make.
You gonna do the show.
You gonna make me do a show.
Or you gonna give me my motherfucking money back. You gonna do the show.
Call the police.
Call them. You got me fucked up.
No, you got to.
You ain't about to kick me out no show to pay you some money.
You can't come.
You tried to end the motherfucking show yesterday, motherfucker. I'll beat your ass in this motherfucker.
You a motherfucking life. You will die in this motherfucker.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, boy. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, boy. You? I don't think you ready to go. I'm ready to go, boy. I don't think you ready to go. You don't know who you fucking with. You ain't gonna never look, nigga. You ain't gonna never forget me, boy.
You can't come and get this.
You ain't gonna take my money.
I'm not gonna take your motherfucker.
Give my motherfucking money, then, hoe.
No, and you ain't gonna. I have to call you.
I don't give a fuck what you call me. I'm calling you a hoe. Cause you got a worm in front of you.
No, that's
you know I ain't gonna fucking know.
Give me my money. Give me my money.
Give us money. The pastors argue about their money. These are morons that's in your church talking about holy scriptures. Give my money, hoe.
Video was wind up. Huh? Let me play this.
Let's talk trade war and tariffs.
No, not that one, Joe, but it's another, the last one I gave you. Very last one. You're not going to do that one.
In his words.
What's one thing 7-year-old you?
Oh, okay.
Not that one, the very last one. Yeah, I'm going to do that. They'll take my money. MF for this, F that. You got me F'd up. And the congregation says, amen. He thought he had you F'd up, didn't he, Pastor? He sure did, girl. He don't know who I am. I don't even get down like that.
Let's see.
Can't play it, Joey, no problem.
A couple on the side.
And it's pause. Yeah, that's it. Pause. Now this guy's funny. He's showing all these women that are just makeup, right? He snaps his fingers because most of them are ugly. It's just a makeup and wig thing. So watch this chick tell me I'm so fine, and when he snap his fingers, gonna show without the makeup. Be like, damn. Go ahead, Joey. All right. Are you pretty without the makeup?
Oh no, I don't have makeup on. Excuse me, this face is bare.
No. I'm not talking about you, Joey. I'm talking about these other women. I'm not talking about you.
I can remove the wig too. I'm very comfortable. Stop playing.
We're not talking about you, Joey. We're talking about other women.
You asked me, I'm answering.
No, we talking about her. We talking about, a lot of women it's called beauty in a bottle, Joey. Play it from the beginning again.
Yeah. What the hell?
A couple on the side. Baby, I'm a dime. That face cut.
Damn. Oh my goodness.
There you go. There's a bunch of me does like that. Yeah, girl, they're talking about I can't be the safety somebody. I can't be no money. The man he got some money, blah blah blah. But lady, you took off your wig and your makeup, people seeing you. Like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Money? You're not getting no money.
That's insane. The wigs do get rid of their hairline, especially with the be careful, man. But I've seen most of the Black American women struggle to even growing their hair. Now you go, put on those
because they damaged their hair. They use those relaxers. They haven't taken care of their hair. They grown up not take. If women take care of their hair, Joey, it'll grow. Black women take care of their hair to grow, but they don't take care of it. They put those relaxers in it. Small put in. They don't never take care of their hair. A lot of black women don't know how to take care of their hair. So it's on the wigs. The wigs actually hurt your hair in long term. They don't, as a child, they haven't learned how to take care of their hair. So they put relaxers fry your hair, or they try to put a heating comb is not bad, but you still gotta have some kind of nutrients in your hair. If you're gonna hot press your hair out, your hair is long and you want to hot press it, cool. But you must have some kind of nutrients in it, or you're gonna fry. You're gonna burn out the nutrients of your hair. It's gonna fall out. So they haven't taught how to do their hair, so you end up looking like that. Got your makeup and your wig. No, I get in the bed with that, and I wake up like, what?
Yeah, she has events and all that. Crazy.
That's right. It's all makeup. It's not real. It's an illusion.
Embrace the natural sometimes. Learn to make skin balance nature, and that's why sometimes you see me. Sometimes I'll not do makeup even for a whole month. Not because
I know. There you go. See, but your beauty is natural. It's not in a bottle. A lot of these bras' beauty's in a bottle, and they be talking trash. Your beauty's in a bottle. Now let me name one whose beauty's in a bottle. Sheila's beauty is in a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go back. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. That's all makeup. The makeup be like, okay. Hey, I want to say that. Hey, like when she was on there doing the
TMI. Kid.
No, not too much of makeup. We already had the when Danny made the video for the Black Guy Fire. Everybody said, "This is Black Guy Fire. This is Black Guy Fire." She had no makeup that day. He's like, "Whoa, that." Okay, hello. Go back and look at that video, Joby. It's on the channel. It's on the channel. The black guy said, this is black guy fired to meet in the 21st century. Hey, yeah.
I know the video. She was mad because I checked on her dressing code, so she was already mad.
I know it. Yeah, dressing code. Yeah, to check on that face code. Yeah.
Also, I end up literally over here. Let me literally go through the comments very quickly as I wrap it up. Shout out to KW Don Karibu Sana. I see he was saying Trump is parallel to Herbert Hoover. Shout out to Ikan Fire. Nice to see you. Been a minute. He says America sends away the jobs because they didn't want black people to become
Exactly. That too. And that was also part of it too. They did exactly because the jobs were all in these industrial cities, Chicago, Detroit. South DC, when Detroit lost their jobs, they decided to have sex, get all these STDs. Anyway, let me stop. Detroit. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry, go ahead.
Trump claims Zelensky doesn't have the cards. He doesn't have the cards against China in a trade war. And
exactly. We don't got the cards against China. You got that right.
Shout to Derek Leons. He says they're going after the student loans now. Yeah, he said that.
Remember they go. You people that got your student loans. Remember the only reason why you got student loans because they didn't want black people to go to college. Remember, because college was free in America, and since when they integrated, and then the black people now are going to be able to go to their school, they said, "Nah, we need the black people here to pay, so they can't go." So that's where your school. Because remember, our parents went to school for free, college. So when they integrated, that's when you got them paying for college. So everything with them is based in racism and trying to keep everything from somebody. So now, if you got student loans and you ain't paid them, they're taking it out your check before you get it, Joby. I pay you, that money comes out. That's right.
Wow. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just good, I'm good in Africa. John Mosquito says America being the military power for Europeans. Telling me to Taraji P. I was just trying to relate with what Keith was explaining. It's Taraji P is a good example. So I'm sorry if you felt touched, John Mosquito. Shout out to Ricky Snow. He says I got my last bonus check last week. These Caucasian guys I work with still love and believe in President Trump brings back.
Of course they do. That's the reason I told you. That's the reason he's there, Ricky. That's why he's there. Because they couldn't do this under Biden because they would be awake and they would go crazy. So they got Trump doing it because remember, Trump is sponsored by white men and the majority of white women. That's why he's there. If they had Biden doing this, they wouldn't accept it. They'd be calling out, running crazy in the streets. Go ahead, Joe.
I also see Emily says I still see all on Facebook. A lot of white folks still believe Donald Trump is a man. Ricky also adds, I took my money out of the
401k
401k in 2015. This
year
is wiki as L and tax your ass. I bought land in Alabama with animals. Nice.
Oh, you bought land in Alabama. That's what's up, Ricky. Went back to your roots. Where around Selma? You bought it back around Selma? Ricky, let me know. Yeah, you're going to have real assets, guys. Because if you're 59 or younger, you try to touch that 401k, they're going to tax the hell out of you. But you need to roll it into something different. Put in the gold, silver, but you got to get out the stock market. So go to your 401k at your job and tell them you want to get out of where they got it invested at. Those stocks.
Emil says, don't forget this Chinese have white supremacist mindset too. Black folks.
Of course they do.
Them. So see, Jason says, and they're still building home businesses while everything is collapsing. The products always say made in China, but all the materials come from Africa. True, but also adds, and that's what use of robots taking jobs while everyone is broke. It's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Jason adds
Not
and
bad.
folks talking about women with BBLs that smell like rotten meat. Ew. Yeah, I'm about to go eat, so please don't destroy my appetite.
Yeah, Joey better never get a BB out to whip her butt. That must smell like rotten meat.
Mine is all natural, no BBLs
I,
here.
I know you did, Joey. Calm down.
We're all natural here, just eating healthy, looking good, drinking water. So sad. Yeah, so if you don't want to get no smelling BBLs, come to Africa. You'll
Right.
get none of that. Just don't go near.
I think Cardi B took us out, didn't she, Joby?
I don't know, man.
She said it was rotten. She said it was starting to get rotten and stinking too.
Okay, I just remember allegations of she stinks because
Yeah, her BBL was because that booty has got that rotten meat smell, Joby. It's like rotten. So I think she got it taken out.
yeah, I don't know how you walk around with it. Crazy. I don't know. I don't know what people feel about the BBLs, but not a story for today. It's nah. I'm glad that I can also tell BBLs nowadays because I couldn't tell back then. You can just tell from up, on the waist. You can tell this is not so natural. And then the proportion of the legs and the hips.
It's all out. You got the little bitty legs and a big old booty. Something ain't right.
Sticky legs, chicken legs, and that whole junk. Nah, it's not making sense. But much love, family. See you guys tomorrow. Same time.
Tomorrow,
same
Sinners, guys. Tomorrow. We'll look at Sinners to see what it's about.
Yep. So have yourselves a beautiful day. Take care. Be safe. Don't eat no chitlins, no pig food out there. So peace.
Byron said he loved that pig foot growing up.
Shout out to you, Byron. Shout out to you. I'm not eating that. Thank you. No pig chitlins. I'd rather have what we used to eat.
But you eat chitlins still. You eating either cow chitlins or goat chitlins. One of them you eat that.
It's not really that much. Being honest, the last time I ate them was I think last month. I don't even eat
last
them
month. I haven't seen you eat one like damn. You didn't tell me about. I thought you ate that like a year ago.
Nah, I don't eat them that much because they are kind of number one, of course, they stink, and also they're kind of
nasty
to prepare. I'm not using my gas to boil no chitlins. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I gotta buy a Jiko. There's the charcoal stove for me to be able to do them. Yes.
Yeah.
But much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Once
again. What's up, guys?
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of my brothers and sisters on the African continent. Tuning into Black Hot Fire